Here we go, Wine in the Pines, 37th annual. Cheers, Judy. Good to see you. Thanks to our hosts, Mike and Margaret. Mike right over here. Margaret, thank you guys. Chef Kevin is right over behind the camera getting things set up. This is going to be an awesome, we're never going to have eaten this well, Judy. 3-course meal.
Probably not. Well, I've been at the ranch a number of times with Kevin as the chef. We've eaten well.
So I'm wondering if he's going to beat last year's meal. We were there a year ago.
Right.
It was a fantastic dinner Friday night at the ranch. We were there for hours, right? It was a blast.
Yes.
And in fact, we have some pictures from last year that we're taking a look at right now, I think on the screen. Great party last year at the ranch. Chef Kevin was there. We had an auction. It was a live auction with Doug. Great wine, great food, and the ranch is just so cool.
It really is. We really miss it. We miss our 2-day event. But doggone it, we're going to go ahead and have a great time with our chef, with Josh Blue, with Mike and Margaret. Here we go. You know?
Yeah, no, really, really fun. And again, hopefully next year the ranch is back open, right? And in the meantime, thanks to Keystone, one of our big sponsors, for arranging all this. And if the ranch does get open this coming ski season, go check it out. It's going to be open for dinner at some point. We're going to get back in action. There's an auction going on right now. It's open still, Judy, right?
Yes, sir.
Give me a couple highlights of what's on there. Some really great stuff.
Well, I want to mention one thing. You know what? We have our winemaker here with us as well, which is a real treat.
Colterra, look at that. Bo's right over here. Bo, you ready to go?
A Colorado winery, and everything is themed around Colorado. Thank you, Bo, for being here. We are looking forward to your presentation and understanding wine a lot better. We just drink a lot of it. We don't know a lot about it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Bo's a pretty smart guy.
Yeah.
CU alumni from Boulder. Chef Kevin hails from the beautiful city of Lakewood. Yeah. Mike, 4th-generation Colorado native. I'm 5th-generation Colorado native. It's all Colorado.
Well, if you come in the 60s, are you know, is that early enough to be Coloradoan? I hope so. I thought you'd help me with that, Mike.
And Ability Connection, the organization you lead, Judy, based in Lowry in Denver, just such an incredible organization, great people. It's just so impressive. Wine in the Pines is one of the big events throughout the course of the year. 75th anniversary.
Yes, 75 years this organization's been in place, and remarkably, it's still going because it has the right idea. It's not about me, it's not about the team, they're incredible, but it's the people we are privileged to serve.
Yeah.
And to be able to help people be a part of their community is the greatest gift.
For sure.
So we're proud of what we're doing, but we're grateful that we get to do it.
Well, and people like Kelly, right? Yes. Kelly's how this whole thing got started with Wine in the Pines back in 1984. Kelly's here tonight. You're going to see her in the kitchen. She's back there helping Chef get things organized. You're going to see more of Kelly. Really, really great. One of our crew members had a chance to go do a really great promo piece for Ability Connection. It's about a 90-second piece that we just wrapped up moments ago. So this is hot off the press. Let's take a look at it.
Abilities Connection puts together some of the best people possible to help children in need.
I take great pride in the work that I do. When I wake up every morning till the minute I come home, I know that I'm doing something special for the community.
I really appreciate that a lot from them. They help me get to where I need to be, to get me filling out job applications and getting me ready for college.
We provide a community where families are making lifelong connections because we know that having a child with special needs can feel isolating and sometimes lonely.
All means all, and I can see it on my son because he has developed from 0 to almost 100%.
People here do really care about helping people, and I'm just so grateful and thankful to have the opportunity to work here for that.
These are people that I can talk to, that I can go to if I need help and open up to.
I get just as much out from the mentoring side as I'm able to hopefully give to those young adults.
This is a huge part of the community to give these children a chance at a better life.
It is a community of people who want to make the world a better place. We open doors that many believe are shut.
We're currently saving the lives of babies with scoliosis. I found a cure and was able to bring it here to the United States, and Ability Connections helped me organize training tutorials for surgeons all around the United States and world, so little babies with scoliosis would have access to this life-saving treatment.
The job that is done with the money that is raised can't be counted. And without the money, we would lose some of these children and their lives would be diminished. And we are trying our best not to let one single child diminish.
And we definitely need the funds to keep the programs going at Ability Connection.
With the events we do, and Y in the Pines is one of our greatest and biggest events, helps produce that income that gives these children a chance to move forward in life and become a part of the community.
Good evening. My name is Russell Bisbee. I am the grandson of Juanita Tomlinson, our founding mother, and Russell DeRoy Tomlinson's nephew. It is my pleasure this year to introduce myself to everybody, and if you don't know me, some know me as Russell Scott. They know who they are, but my grandmother was the driving force behind the CP Center getting going back in 1946, so it's been a long time. She was tenacious about getting things done for her Russell DeRoy and for all the other children that deserve it and needed somewhere to get an education and the feeling that they had a place in life. If I could just read a small quote from my grandmother, then it will get this on the way. She said, quote, "It's hard to believe that something as simple as love for our children resulted in so many opportunities for so many people." And with that, I'd like to have everybody enjoy themselves at Wine in the Pines 2020 virtual. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Preitzmeyer, Vice President of Ability Connection Colorado. I'm standing here at Russell's Corner. Juanita was one of our founding mothers, and she was a force in ensuring that Russell lived life to the fullest and was included in his community. Russell was one of our greeters at our Creative Options program. He was a friend to all the children and families that he greeted every day and welcomed to school, as they did not see him as a person with a disability, but as a friend that welcomed them to school every day. Russell's legacy will continue today here at Ability Connection Colorado because he taught us that inclusion matters and his legacy will live on. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kathy Higgins. I'm chairman of the board for Ability Connection Colorado. My husband Chris and I have a son, Matthew, who's 30 years old, who happens to have cerebral palsy. About 16 years ago, Chris and I went to Judy Ham with the idea to put on a fundraiser shoot for CP of Colorado, which is what we were called at that time. We had no idea that the organization we were talking to did so much more than just help people with CP. As we got to know more about it, we learned all of the things that CP of Colorado and now Ability Connection Colorado does, and it just blows me away. Ability Connection Colorado, or CP of Colorado, was started by 9 mothers who had disabled children and didn't want their children to be institutionalized. They said, "Not my child. I don't want my child treated like that. I want them to be included in society." And so that is the legacy that we continue today. In Ability Connection Colorado, we take care of people from the very beginning of life through the end of life. And it's not just people with disabilities. We have changed what we do, but we never changed the focus of why we do it. The Head Start centers that we run, we take care of expectant mothers. We take care of children who are birth to pre-K. The infantile scoliosis program that we are involved with, we help connect children who are diagnosed with progressive infantile scoliosis with doctors who can cast them and truly save their lives. Through the Guardianship Alliance, we connect people with people with people who can be their legal guardians when they don't have anyone to be. Parent to parent. Being the parent of a disabled child can be a very isolating experience. And so parent to parent connects those groups of people together so you have a support structure. And the list goes on and on. But it's all about inclusion. It's about including everybody regardless of their economic circumstances, their disability, their race, their religion, their language. We include everybody because everybody has a right to have a seat at the table. And that's what it means to be part of Ability Connection Colorado. Tonight you will have, or you will hear a comedy routine from Josh Blue. Chris and I were out of town and we didn't get to go to the performance when they were taping it. And our son and daughter went. And so afterwards, I called Matt to see what Matt thought of Josh. And if you've seen him already, you know that Josh has CP and he's awfully funny. And so Matt said to me, "Mom, it was incredible. And it's so good to know that there's people like me out there." Take that in for a minute. Think about that. We're making huge strides, but the work isn't done. We have so much more to do, and this organization is dedicated to helping and doing their part to include people in all walks of life. So please get out there, support us tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of our virtual Wine in the Pines. I hope you have a wonderful evening and hope we all can be back together again next year. Good night.
Okay, Wine in the Pines. We're here at Mike and Margaret's house. We're in the kitchen. How's the kitchen look so far, Chef?
It's great.
I think we're set up,
That's
right?
great, yes, sir.
Did they pay the gas bills? Does the stove work?
It does work, yep.
Okay. All right, we got a great party underway. If you hear any noise in the background, we've already had a couple small accidents. That was Judy. Judy, yes. Geez, so early in the party and already breaking wine glasses. This is okay, we got a great party going on. Chef, give us a quick overview of who you are, where'd you come from, how'd you get here?
For sure, yeah. So I'm Kevin Simley. I'm the executive chef at the Keystone Ranch. I've been there for 2 years. I've been with Keystone for about 5 years now. I'm originally from Lakewood, Colorado.
Yeah, go Lakewood.
Oh yeah, went to Bear Creek High School there.
Bear Creek High School, famous.
And then I...
What was your GPA in high school?
Ooh, I don't want to talk about that, yeah. Okay. That's why I'm cooking. So.
Yeah, exactly, right. Exactly. Good cooking program they had in high school though, right?
It was good, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And but no, then you stayed in the Denver area for a while, right?
I did, yeah. And then I went to Johnson & Wales University down in Denver.
Yeah, great program there.
It is, yeah, fantastic. I went there for 4 years. Worked in Denver for a little bit before making my way up here.
Yeah, glad you're here.
Absolutely, I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, I remember hanging out a year ago at the ranch with you. That was a great dinner. This dinner is going to be just as good, maybe even better. It truly is homemade tonight. I mean,
absolutely.
Literally. Mm-hmm. Give me an idea of what your inspiration. We got 3 courses going on here. Really great stuff. Don't make fun of my bad pronunciation, Chef. But let's start with the burrata salad, right?
Burrata salad, yeah. So yeah, we just kind of want to take some inspiration from stuff that we would cook at the ranch.
Yeah.
So this burrata salad that we're doing, that's actually going to be on the menu this winter.
Granny Smith apples?
Oh,
what?
Yeah, it's going to be delicious, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not really a traditional salad,
yeah?
but it's really delicious.
I like that. I love when you have that sweet in the salad.
Oh, yeah.
Just because it's such a nice contrast.
There's a good balance with that.
Pan-roasted filet, perfect for this kind of year. Chef, I think you crushed it on that pig.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The Parmesan grits on those are delicious.
Okay.
Some really good heirloom carrots, and then a little carrot top salsa verde we're doing on that.
Nice. Okay.
And then finishing things off with the pumpkin pot de creme.
The creme.
Pot de creme, yes,
sir. Pot de creme, not pot de creme.
We're doing a little maple whipped cream on that.
Okay.
And some candied pepitas.
No,
delicious. No, I do this all the time, so we're okay.
You're a paid professional, right?
Yeah, all those
Thanks
spices,
to Keystone for lining us up with Chef Kevin. We've also got Bo from Colterra. Bo, come on in here. Get on in here.
Cheers, guys.
Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Good to see you.
Glass of Sauvignon Blanc.
How are you? I'll just get my own.
You already had your own.
No, I'm just going to get my own bottle.
Okay, that's fine. Well, if you want to move on to red.
Okay,
got a
thanks
little
for coming
Sauvignon Blanc here at first.
Colterra, great stuff, right? Checking it out. We're going to talk more about it throughout the course of the evening. Give us an overview of you and the wine.
Thank you. Yeah, again, thank you for having me. My name is Bo Felton. I'm the head winemaker over at Cole Terrace. And I have been there since 2016. Our claim to fame is that we're 100% estate grown right here in the state of Colorado. Right. All of our vineyards are within about 5 miles of our winery, right over in Palisade.
I know. Well, I asked you earlier. I was like, "What does estate mean?" Right? I think we hear that term all the time. And what does that mean? That means the grapes come from.
Yep, from only our property. So we don't bring any fruit in from the West Coast or even from any other vineyards that are local to the Palisade area. Only from the 80 acres of grapevines that we tend ourselves. So, and it's right in our name. So the COL is representative of Colorado.
Oh,
Terrace.
We didn't know that.
See?
I don't know. I didn't know that.
We're building here. So the terrace is a Latin term from the land or of the earth. So really what we say often at the winery is that we're from the Colorado land. That's our moniker. That's what we live by. And like I was saying, what that means in practice is that all of our wines that we produce are 100% grown right around our winery, right on our properties, right over in Palisade. So poured you a little bit of the Sauvignon Blanc to get started with. I think it's a nice aperitif while you're getting the kitchen ready.
Sounds good. I'm not drinking quite yet because I got to kind of supervise here. So,
well, you were asking Chef Kevin if he was feeling a little nervous, but there's only a few of us here. Usually he's cooking for a bunch of people.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
But for the rest of us, sometimes we need just a little bit of Sauvignon Blanc to kind of
loosen up,
get
relax,
confident, make sure that we're ready to sear some meat and do that
Hey,
kind of
listen,
stuff.
guys, we have literally people watching from all over the state of Colorado right now, all over the country. In fact, we have a ton of people tuning into this virtual event. So the heat is on, Chef. You ready to go?
I'm ready.
We're going to fire this thing up. We're going to take a quick break right here. Then we're going to get this dinner cooking with a pot de creme.
Close.
Pot de creme. All right, it's Wine in the Pines. Thanks a lot, Bo. We'll be chatting more about wines. Cheers. And get dinner fired up. You ready at home? Let's do this thing.
Let's do it.
Hi, everyone. Hope you're having a great day. I'm Jim Beneman with CBS 4 News in Denver, and I just want to tell you about the amazing things happening at Ability Connection Colorado. Some people say, boy, Jim, you're a big fan of the group. How'd you get involved? It was easy. I got a phone call from the great volunteers and the pros over at Ability Connection, the Denver Bronco Alumni Organization, and the great Denver firefighters. They said, come down to the Wind Coop, help us raise some money, shoot some pool, and have a beer. Well, I was hooked. Anyway, I've learned so much about this organization through the years, and those of you who don't know about it, let me tell you a little bit. It's all about the connection part, connecting all the way from pregnant moms, delivering the kids, providing support for those kids, whether it's mental health, whether it's physical health, whether it's mentoring, whether it's early childhood education help. It's just absolutely tremendous, and helping these families and especially these kids realize their true potential by giving them every chance they can to succeed. And doesn't everybody deserve that? And they are connecting these families and these kids with some of the best care, the best help that's available in the state of Colorado. And boy, is it making a difference. You can see it in things like test scores and everything else, in their general health, their emotional well-being. Really remarkable what is happening at Ability Connection Colorado. So I hope you can join us in making this great organization even better. Make a donation if you can. They'll work very hard with your money, and I promise there are going to be some results that benefit the entire community.
Hello, my name is Remela Johnson. For the past 25 years that I have been in the field of early childhood education, inclusion has always been an important component. This fact does not mean it is easy. It means I believe in it. It is the right thing to do. For me, the first step is welcoming each child as an individual and showing them they are a vital part of our classroom family. Because I have found when I, the teacher, welcome all the children and express joy and love for all of them, they accept each other, and a classroom family is created. The child who may stand out as having some challenges is soon seen as a worthy friend. All children deserve an authentic friend, and that is my goal. The second step is providing the foundation for the right to an education. In this field, we meet children where they are, developmentally, emotionally, and academically. The MTSS process provides us a way to discuss, brainstorm, and team together to provide evaluation supports to help each child that may have a challenge. A child who has been evaluated by our DST and has an IEP are prescribed accommodations and/or adaptations to provide a developmentally appropriate education for the child. Therapists and teachers are required by law to implement the IEP. Inclusion is a learning process for teachers and supporting staff. When we have a child with challenges or several children who have needs, this can be quite overwhelming. Working as a team to decide what is the most important first step and how to implement the strategies is what creates success. Over time, we continue to add in the required accommodations and adaptations. Reaching out for help and clarification is a particularly important step to provide consistent support. You will be rewarded with individual child growth and grateful families and a classroom that functions at a higher level. Children in your class will grow from being and having friends who are accepting and without bias. You as a teacher will benefit in your personal and professional growth and enjoy the inclusive environment you promote.
Hi, I'm Sandra. I wanted to share my thoughts on inclusion and how we support trauma in our inclusive environment. We've had lots of children to come in that exhibited behaviors that were not responding to any of the strategies and supports that we provide. And we provide quality supports and strategies to all of our children and in their classrooms. And we had one little child that was really struggling with some challenging behavior. And lo and behold, Mom disclosed later on through some interviews and getting building the relationship with her that her husband had died in a tragic accident at work when this child was 1.5 years old. Mom said that she experienced the trauma, but her daughter did not. Through some work and some conversation and some literature and some information that was given to her, Mom was able to come to the realization that her daughter had secondary trauma, although she was a young child. This goes back to show us that all of us have traumatic experiences and that we learn to adapt, that our body and our mind adapts to them, but they do resurface at times. And with young children, they are on the surface at all times, but they come out in ways that don't reflect what an adult would think that trauma is. And we here at Ability Connections are able to work with the children and see that that trauma affects them in every way, whether it's physical, emotional, or even mental. But we aren't therapists, but we are able to recognize trauma, and we are able to support these families and realize that there's generational trauma and there's situational trauma. There's so many levels of trauma that we have to be aware of and be, we're aware of it, but we also have to be sensitive to it. And we have to also be sensitive to our own personal trauma, that we have to be able to recognize it and accept that it's there. No one's to blame. It's just a part of who we are. We're traumatized by the media. We're traumatized by experiences driving home from work. So there's so many ways that trauma is embedded in society today with everything that we're going through. But we're able to work with the littlest of people and create such a huge difference with their families and with them and with our peers that we work with, because we recognize it, we know it's real, we know it's important that we work with it and work together to try to create a better environment, although we're all traumatized to a certain degree. And I hope you realize and appreciate everything that we're doing, because we're doing great stuff.
right, Chef, here we go. Good chatting with Bo. That's good stuff. Absolutely. Man, I love that. Okay, well, I'm getting hungry. I don't know about you, Chef, but let's fire this thing up. We've been kind of teasing everybody about it. What do we do first here? What do I do? What can I help?
Well, we're going to start off with this burrata salad.
Okay.
So our burrata salad, we have a little beet pesto we're going to make, some Granny Smith apple, little prosciutto.
Okay.
We'll finish that off with a little balsamic glaze.
Sounds good. So the beets, what are you going to do with that?
So we're going to make a little pesto, blend it in here with some pepita, some garlic, some lemon juice, a little olive oil. And that'll just be a little puree, just put on the bottom of the plate.
Okay.
It's going to really pop
Sounds
on
good.
that white plate. It's going to look beautiful. So.
Okay, so if you're at home, follow along with Chef Kevin. We're going to go at a nice pace here, right? If we're going too fast, if we're going too slow, send us a note, wave at us, tell us to speed up or slow down. We're going to go along. Let's fire it up, Chef.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. So,
tossing them in the blender there, right?
Yeah, so first of all, we're going to start off. We're going to pull this burrata out.
Okay.
I've had this out for about 30 minutes.
Okay.
You just don't want this to be ice cold when you're serving it.
Okay.
Right. If you're familiar with burrata, it's like a fresh mozzarella cheese.
Yep.
And on the inside, it's like a really creamy stracciatella cheese.
Right.
And you kind of want that to be gooey and warmed up. So we just have this sitting out for about 30 minutes.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
And to make this beet pesto, just going to throw those beets in there.
Ready for some pesto, guys?
Got about 2 tablespoons of pepitas, a garlic clove, throw that in there. About 2 tablespoons of lemon juice.
So the great thing with this, I always thought pesto was a little tougher to make, Chef. I mean, this is pretty easy, actually. You have
Absolutely,
the ingredients,
yeah.
You kind of toss them in there.
Yep. And then for this, we're using pre-cooked beets. I always like to do that at home.
Okay.
If you're cooking beets at home, you're going to make a huge mess. You have to peel them.
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to stain your
Beets
cutting
can be a
boards.
little, they tend to stain colors, too, for
Absolutely,
sure, right?
yeah. So I like to use the pre-cooked beets for this. Have all that in the blender. Do a little salt.
A little salt, that was perfect.
A little freshly cracked black pepper.
Bo, what do you think? Pop on in here. I see you looking over there, Bo. Pop on in here. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm hungry. Definitely hungry. So were the pumpkin seeds, those are roasted off already?
Yep. Yeah, I just toasted those just on the stove for about 5 minutes, just kind of constantly stirring them.
Okay.
You don't want those to burn. Then we just put all that in here in the food processor. You can use a blender if you want to. This is going to make it a little more smooth, more of a smooth puree. So I like to use this food processor. We'll just turn that on.
I'm convinced.
There it is.
Yeah, it looks good.
A little olive oil, we're just going to drizzle that in.
There it goes, guys. Oh, now you got it.
Oh, yeah, and you can start to hear it kind of blend and stuff,
Yep,
and you'll see it.
I didn't think it was doing anything there for a second, Chef, and stuck at the top.
Yeah, it takes a little while, so.
You know what I love about this too, Bo? These are all ingredients you can just get at your store. Nothing too complicated with these ingredients.
Yeah.
I mean, even you could do this.
Maybe. I would try my best. And I will probably. This looks good.
Don't forget, as you're watching this, the auction is going live right now. You should have already signed up for it. If you're hanging out at home watching Chef Kevin getting going here, pay attention to what we're doing here so you don't fall behind, right, Chef?
Absolutely.
But if you got another person there, make sure you're signed into the auction. There's so many cool things on there. wineinthepines.org is the website.
Yeah, and since I have the help, if one of you guys wouldn't mind, just kind of putting that into that cup. And
Dude, I've got my Wine in the Pines apron on,
yeah,
so I think I'm going to do a good job. Just
Thank you,
right
Bo.
there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
I don't want to stain it, though.
We got Kelly in the background here, too. She's supervising everything. Kelly, how are we doing so far? So far, so good. Okay, good. Well, let us know if we start to go off the tracks.
And while Bo's taking care of that, I'm going to start slicing this apple.
Okay.
I'm just going to slice this with my chef knife. If you have a mandolin, you can use that. Just be really careful with that.
Isn't a mandolin an instrument?
It's that too, yeah. And then it's also a little...
I thought it was a trick thing, Chef.
So we probably only need about half an apple for this. We're going to make 4 salads right now.
Speaking of that, what's the portioning right now? What you're making right now, this is portioned to what? To make 2 salads, 1 salad? What's
4 salads, yeah. 4 kind of smaller salads for people. So
sounds good.
I'm just going to cut this apple by hand.
Any kind of knives that you prefer for us who are always looking for a different knife set? I know my wife loves knives. Any brand that you think is the best?
Not really. But really all you need is just an 8-inch chef's knife for home cooking. Just buy something that's a nice quality, right?
Yep.
Go to your local cooking store, try some out.
Yep.
So.
Sounds good. Oh, great job on that. That's
I feel
you really did it up.
You know, since I contributed, I poured myself a little bit more wine.
Yeah, exactly. That was a little stressful right there, right?
Well, we're cooking now. You know, got to have a little wine, a little more wine.
Exactly.
I actually just poured up some of the Chardonnay, which I can talk a little bit more as Chef gets into the plating of the dish here.
Yeah, I think that's really the pairing we're going for is the Chardonnay with the salad. It's going to be a super nice combination. Yeah, sounds great. All right, Chef, what's next?
Cool, yeah, so this is a pretty easy salad to assemble. There's not a whole lot to it.
Okay.
You know, we made that beef pesto right now. You could make that a day ahead of time, the morning before, and that's going to last for a while. And then the rest is just kind of putting it all together, assembling it.
Okay.
So we'll kind of go into that.
Kind of plating it up, as they call it in the restaurant business?
Absolutely.
Sounds good, guys. Well, so far this is pretty easy, I think, Chef. I'm
absolutely,
following right along with this. Sounds good. We got a question coming in here.
Do you want a cold plate from the refrigerator?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Where are those? Do you know where those are, Bo?
I think she said in the fridge.
Yeah,
in the
fridge.
fridge.
Here, there's
What we got here? Oh, down
Do you
there.
wouldn't mind grabbing those?
great.
Thank you.
Chilled plates? Wow, this is...
Oh, look at this.
This is like we're at the ranch.
Exactly. That's what we're going for.
This is awesome. Perfect.
So can I actually get 4 of those plates? Yeah, we're going to plate up 4 salads.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds great. Morgan, I see some frozen burritos in there. Should we pull those out or no? We'll probably save those for later.
Those are for the end of the night.
Yeah, exactly right. Midnight snack.
So we're doing 4 salads. We have 2 burrata balls. I'm going to slice these in half.
Okay.
We just want to be really careful when cutting
I was going to
these.
say, those are little, I know when I cut them, Chef, they just kind of tend to explode on me. Is that
Exactly,
normal?
yep. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And if that happens, you can just kind of scoop it, put it back in there.
Okay.
Chef, what's like the main difference between burrata and fresh mozz? They're kind of along the same lines, but
They are,
is there
yep.
a different process that they're made in?
Yeah, so they start with a fresh mozzarella, and then they stuff it with this stracciatella cheese, which is just like a really thick, creamy cheese.
Okay.
So we'll move on to just plating this salad up. Yeah.
I mean,
I was too embarrassed to ask.
I've always loved burrata. I never realized until this moment that it was cheese stuffed cheese, and now I love it even more.
Yeah, you can't
I
beat
just
that,
thought
right?
it was like some kind of a fresh mozzarella, but this is changes my whole outlook on burrata. I like it even more.
You're a whole new man.
I think so. Changed today.
So we have a little arugula in this salad.
Okay.
We just took a large handful of arugula.
Right.
I'm just dressing it with a little olive oil, some salt, little lemon.
Add some nice zest to that.
Yeah, you don't need much to it.
Okay.
We'll toss that.
All right. Use your gloves at home, though, right, Bo?
I usually do. Look at my hands. My winemaking hands are so terribly dirty that gloves are a good option.
Great. So we're just going to start plating this up.
Okay, sounds good. How can we help with that, Chef? Should we just stay out of your way, or?
Yeah, you know, if you wanted to grab the prosciutto for me, that'd be great. Just over there.
In the meantime, while Chef's plating up this lovely salad, I can talk a little bit more about the Chardonnay that we've got.
I think
in
so.
our
I mean,
glass.
we're ready to plate this up. So what do you think, Bo?
Yeah. So we were thinking that our Chardonnay would be a nice complement to the richness of the burrata.
Okay.
It also has some nice citrus notes in there that we thought would play nicely with both the tartness of the lemon juice that was used in the dressing of the arugula, as well as kind of draw out some of that crispness from the green apples. Our technique that we use when we make this wine, it's the only one of our white wines that sees any time in barrel. So there is just a little bit of French oak that we use in the process of making this wine. And
How long does that wine sit in the barrels typically? What's your
about let's see, probably about 10 months or so.
Okay.
Yeah. So good question. Thank you.
Yeah.
And that's just enough time to kind of add a little bit of structure, add a little bit of nuance to the
But
wine.
without overdoing it, because I
don't
know
wanna overdo it.
I had an oak, fermented Chardonnay the other day, and it was so oaky, it just was all oak, right?
Yeah, we don't want to do that. So we only use a small percentage of our wine actually goes into the barrels to get fermented. And we use a portion of the wine that's also been fermented in stainless steel. So then we're able to kind of balance back those elements with each other and make sure that we're hitting it just right. So the wine, I think, has a nice richness, but also I think one of the most important things in wine is acidity. So there's also a nice acid backbone to this wine. And again, I think it's going to be a really nice complement with all the different elements that are going on in the salad here.
Sounds great. And just for planning purposes, what other wines do we have coming up with the entree? How many wines do you have on deck?
Yeah, we've got a couple more wines after the Sauvignon Blanc, or after the Chardonnay, excuse me. We've got a Cabernet Franc that's going to go with pan-roasted steak, and then dessert, we're going to try something a little different. We're going to do a Petit Verdot, nice big red wine with the pot de creme.
That's what the pot de creme. You're saying that right? We finally got it. You've got it down.
Yeah, you know, I've studied French, so I'm just kidding. Is that French? I don't know. I haven't studied French. Yeah, right. I am making stuff up.
Hey, and I got to go back to Chef here for a second, Bo. This is so amazing how you plated this up, and I love this technique, guys. You know, you try to make these plates look beautiful at home. Sometimes it's kind of hard. So I know that, you know, my wife and I, sometimes we'll just kind of pile it all on. What you did is you just kind of did a circular.
Just a little dollop of that beet pesto right in the middle. Just spread it out.
Right.
Then a little handful, just right in the middle.
Right.
You don't want to hide that beet pesto.
No,
It's
but
beautiful.
that
It's
just adds such
bright.
nice, you know, the colors are beautiful. The dimension's really nice. I mean, that trick alone is just really great, Chef.
Cool. So just to finish this off, we're just going to place a little burrata ball on top of each of these salads.
Man, we're underway here. It's official, though.
Yeah. Progress is looking delicious.
That's right. Yeah, and again, if you're at home, check out the auction. Get on there. There's some great auction items, right? Really, really great auction. So many cool things. Get in there. You got a good chance of winning one of them. Come on, Chef.
Yeah.
Is that it?
I got a few more things to put on there.
Oh,
The Granny Smith
whoa,
apples.
He's getting a little overeager. Hey, have some wine. Have some wine. Come on, slow down. Have a little wine. A little Chardonnay.
Wow, I thought we were wrapped up here.
Not quite. So we have our little Granny Smith apple slices.
Oh, right.
Don't want to forget those.
Just going to arrange those around there.
Okay.
Just kind of put them around random.
Now, when you're at the restaurant, Chef, does it take this long to make a salad? I mean, I'd be there all night if it took this long.
No, it doesn't. So at the restaurant, we have all this stuff prepped ahead of time. So
I was like, man, we're going to need to spend the night there.
Well,
worst spots to be then at the ranch, too.
I would say. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely
just arrange little apples on there.
All right, looking good, looking good. Oh, we got the prosciutto. See, I almost forgot about that.
You don't want to forget the
That's the best part, yeah.
Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Got to have that. Delicious. Did you have a cooking class up at CU in Boulder?
Oh, not that I recall taking.
Do you recall anything from? It's just a blur.
You know, I recall a lot of dedicated studies and.
Chef, why are you? Chef, I see you smiling underneath that mask.
Hey, you don't become a winemaker by just drinking all the time.
By being a straight A math
student. You got to actually learn a little bit along the way, I think. So, no, and actually, my background, a little bit more on my background. I actually spent nearly 10 years out in California, kind of learning the craft. I worked for, started with Gallo, and then eventually worked for Duckhorn Wine Company, which is
two big ones.
Yep, you know, two nice wine companies, and really had a good opportunity to build a solid foundation for winemaking and being able to kind of bring those skills here to Colorado, come back home. It's pretty awesome to be able to be back here and be able to craft these wines that I think are really good, and I'm really proud of the way that they've turned out, and I'm eager to see how they pair. I love doing these kind of things when we get to
this is really fun.
The creativity of a chef, what they pick up in the wines and the flavors, and how they then translate that into a dish that they prepare. I always love that process. So.
Exactly. What you got, Chef?
So we just arranged the apples, prosciutto on here.
Okay.
You don't need much prosciutto. It's pretty salty. It's pretty rich. So only about one slice per salad.
Fair enough.
We're going to finish this up with a little balsamic glaze.
Nice.
So is that something is that off the shelf, or did you have to like reduce balsamic vinegar?
You can just buy this at any grocery store. Cool. If you did want to do it at home, you just take equal parts balsamic, sugar, and then reduce that by about half.
What other patterns, that's a good circle. Can you do squares or triangles or anything, Chef?
Let me give it a try.
There we go, look at that.
Oh, not as good, not as good.
Yeah, Chef, I think you got all the elements here that are going to pair nicely with the Chardonnay, the richness of the cheese, a little bit of that salty prosciutto.
Yeah.
Ooh, this is
should
be
delicious.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, and then the apples, right, Bo?
Oh,
with
nice
Chardonnay.
crispness of the apple. Yep,
just a
green
perfect
apple
combination.
Definitely.
Now we're just going to do just a little sprinkle of kosher salt on each of these. And finish up with some freshly cracked black pepper.
Wow, sounds great. Perfect, perfect. And really, guys, that was pretty easy to make. I mean, that was not a super complex thing. It didn't take forever. I mean, even you and I could do that maybe, Bo. Right? A little practice, we could do it. This is great. Dinner's going to be coming up here in just a few minutes. Hope you guys are having a great time. Hit up the website, wineinthepines.org. If you're at home, you got your iPad or your phone next to you, go log in, check it out. We got this great auction. I mean, some of these items, guys, are just bananas. Really, really cool stuff. And no, it's not too late to bid on things, right, guys? We were just in there looking at things. Get in there. Boone's Farm, speaking of the auction, Boone's Farm, amazing wine. There's this great history to it, kind of a weird, interesting story. We have a piece from Chris Higgins explaining Boone's Farm better than I could. So we're going to toss it over to that video and check out Boone's Farm and Chris Higgins, and we'll be back here in the kitchen in a second.
Hello everybody, it's Chris Higgins, and those of you who were at Wine in the Pines last year, remember me as your auctioneer. And we had a great time auctioning off the items and raising money for Ability Connection Colorado. This year is really a critical year for us to continue that effort and to raise as much money as we can, and for the people who need the services that Ability Connection provides. This year, the auction is online. It's still a live auction, but you don't get to have me enticing bids out of you for every item. However, Judy Ham did ask me to talk a little bit about one item there and to give you a little bit about the history. It is the legacy item of Boone's Farm wine. This bottle of wine that you may remember me auctioning off last year has a history going back, at then it was 36 years, now 37 years. When there was a dinner party between Mike Smith and his lovely wife and several other people who were raising money for then CP of Colorado. And Mike brought this bottle of wine in and said, let's auction it off. And that wine brought a few $100s the first time through. Not bad for a bottle of wine. However, that was just the start for this wine. After it had rolled around in Judy Ham's trunk for probably the next year, it went up for auction again and raised even more money. And the year after that, it raised even more money. Until one year, a few years back, Ed Dower, one of the Friends of Ability Connection and board members, and his friends at DU pulled together, and this bottle of wine brought over $10,000. Last year, it also bought a good price. Now, you don't get to drink this bottle of wine. You actually don't even get to take it home. This is an opportunity to say that I actually own this bottle of wine for a year until it goes back up for auction next time. And what will happen to the bottle of wine in that meantime? It will probably go back into Judy Ham's trunk and roll around again so that it's really tenderized for next year. But anyhow, we need to get out there online and to continue this legacy with this bottle of wine. I would love to see that $10,000 offering be exceeded greatly this year with all the people that are enjoying this fabulous dinner that we're cooking up, the wine that is going along with it, and the time we have with our friends. So let's go out online. Let's take a look at what we can do. Let's look at all of the items out there and see what you can't live without. And even though I'm not up there trying to get you to bid a little bit more and having a great time, we're still going to have a great time in this situation, and go out there and let's get some bids going on this bottle of wine. Thank you all, and I will see you next year.
So when you get involved with Ability Connection Colorado and Wine in the Pines, tradition is such an important part of things, and it's fun tradition, these crazy stories. Every year, silly stuff happens, memories are made. It's just so, so great. In the auction, running right now, some other great prizes. Give me an idea of maybe 1 or 2 or 3 other prizes that are your favorites.
Gee, I think the trips are amazing. I know we're all concerned about trips, but they
want to take a trip so badly.
For a couple years. And they're phenomenal, and they really do benefit our organization.
Yep.
We also have some fly fishing trips,
Ooh.
You know, here in Colorado.
Nice.
We also have some great ceramic art.
There's somebody calling in for the trip right now?
Yes, we'll sell it to you. What do you want? And so, you know,
Roll out the wagons, hoist the flags, prime your pass and set the scanner to fun. All systems are snow at Keystone, where kids become kings and queens of 3 majestic peaks, and kidults discover they can still play down the law. Unleash your inner kid and drop in the magic of the mountains. Fresh snow awaits, and the slopes are oh so happy to ski you. Keystone, today we play. Pack in the fun with an epic pass.
We are proud to call Breckenridge not only our workplace, but also our home. Breckenridge Grand Vacations has been a part of the fabric of this authentic mountain community for more than 3 decades, developing and operating iconic resorts and supporting local education, health, and human service initiatives. We believe home is truly where the heart is.
Crystal 93, the only Summit County radio station reporting local news. Weather changes.
Dry conditions.
Road conditions.
Westbound traffic coming up to the mountain.
We're crystal clear in Summit County, playing the music you love. Your news and highway information station, Crystal 93.
Okay, we're back live and on location at the Smith household here. Man, what a party, right?
Oh, yeah.
This is looking great. Thanks again to our sponsors. Really appreciate it, guys. We couldn't have done it without Keystone, Chef Kevin, your guys over there. Presenting sponsor Circle K. Those guys are fantastic. Dillon Ridge Liquors, which is the nation's best liquor store, best staff, best selection. I mean, it's out of this world, right? Get over there. They've got your wines on sale there.
Absolutely.
And Crystal 93, our buddies at Crystal 93, thanks to Roger and the team over there. All right, Chef, ready to get going here?
Let's
We're
do it.
kicking into high gear. Things are going to start happening pretty fast now, right?
It's going to get a little smoky in here, a little hot in here, so...
Fire extinguisher standing by, Chef. You're
perfect.
clear.
Yeah, smoke detectors around the place.
Yeah, exactly. We're
perfect. All right, so yeah, we're just going to go into this this entree.
Okay.
Doing a pan-seared filet.
Okay.
Got my cast iron pan heating up right now.
Man, love that.
You can see it, yeah. And cast iron's great. It just holds so much heat. Once we put those steaks in, it's going to get an awesome little crust on them.
Yep.
That's great. So I just have that heated
This
up.
thing weighs like 200 pounds.
Oh yeah, it's pretty heavy. In the meantime, let's have a little milk heating up for the grits.
Okay.
So 3 cups of milk.
We were wondering what the milk was for.
Yeah, now we know.
Great.
Add in
There they go.
1 cup of grits. There we go.
Okay.
Let's turn that down to about medium-low. We want to be careful not to burn the bottom or have it be on too high and it starts bubbling up.
Okay, got it. Yeah, grits can burn pretty easily, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So just a light simmer there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Sounds good.
Hey, speaking of all the food here, I got to just go back to that previous pairing, the Chardonnay with the salad. That was so awesome. Yeah, I love that. That was a really good dish.
I thought that'd be good. It was even better than I thought. I mean,
Yeah.
this was perfect, right?
I always kind of, like the things that are surprising in a dish. And for me, in that pesto with the pumpkin seed, the pepita in there, that kind of brought out just like a little bit of the nuttiness, kind of brought out a little of that barrel note right at the end for me with the
Nice.
Chardonnay. So I thought that was a super pairing. Nice job on that one, Chef.
Good job. Well, you too.
Oh, thanks. That's the least I can do.
Okay, so we got some beautiful cuts of meat
Yeah,
over there,
uh-huh.
right?
So these are pasture-raised Colorado beef.
Okay,
so
back to
really
that
nice
Colorado
cut.
theme, like
There we go.
Keep
Keep it Colorado.
Doesn't get much better than that. I'm just going to put a little oil on these steaks.
Okay.
That's really just to help the seasoning stick.
Okay.
So we're going to season pretty heavily with salt.
That's how you get the seasoning stick, but I always put the seasoning on, it falls right off, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We're learning a lot
Yep,
here.
I'm liking this.
Ah, Chef,
That looks good.
In the meantime, our grits are cooking. Just keeping an eye on those.
Okay, sounds good. Hope you guys are having a great time at home. Don't forget the auction is still running, right, Bo?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great trips. I mean, some of these trips, I'm so excited to go on a trip anywhere at this point, right? You can send me to Commerce City, I'd be happy.
Well, I'll interject there and tell you a little bit about our auction lot, actually. Colterra has put together a little auction lot. We want to invite the winners over to the winery over in Palisade. We're going to do a private tasting over there. We're going to have lunch at the winery. We've got a guest place over there, and it's going to include a night overnight at the winery as well.
So you can spend the night at the winery?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not right at the winery itself. It's at our overlook location, but provides great views of the Grand Valley, and it's just a great way to support what we've got going on here with Wines and the Pines this evening.
That's
so
fantastic.
yeah, no, it's our pleasure. We're happy to be able to contribute and be able to help out with more than just wine. So
yeah. Okay, sounds good. Well, that's going to be a great one right there, right?
Bid it up, bid it up.
All right,
I'll be there. I mean, why would you not want to bid?
You'll be there. All right, Chef, what you got there?
All right, so we're going to put these steaks in the pan.
Okay.
You can see this is smoking pretty hard.
Smoking, yeah.
Is that okay? Is that too hot? Or are you thinking that's just
perfect.
what you want to see right there? Okay,
yeah,
cool.
We want that nice crust on these steaks.
Okay.
Okay. Different kind of oil you put in that
This is a canola oil, so
a little higher temperature oil,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, you don't want to use olive oil for this; it's going to burn easier.
Okay.
So just a little canola oil in there. Take our steaks.
Man, sounds good. Everything went quiet around here. You know, we were all having a party. You see that now that it's cooking, everyone's quiet. Yes, Mike. What do you?
Oh yeah, chef.
Yeah, when you put these steaks down, it's a good idea just to give them a little pat.
Pat them down in.
Exactly. Yep. It's going to give you a nice even crust on there. Really great sear.
Hey, I just got an update from Mike Smith over here. We didn't mention earlier, guys. This is a huge thing. Grand Vacations over on Peak 7 in Breckenridge. I mean, these are fantastic state-of-the-art units. You're giving away a week's stay, Mike. 1 week stay for 4.
Holy cow.
BGB Grand Vacations. That's legit. With spa visits, Mike.
Spa passes.
Whoa.
Spa passes built in. So that's thanks to our friends over at Breckenridge Grand Vacations. Thanks a lot, guys. We appreciate that. What a prize that is.
Yeah, that sounds nice for
me.
me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Roll out the wagons, hoist the flags, prime your pass and set the scanner to fun. All systems are snow at Keystone, where kids become kings and queens of 3 majestic peaks, and kidults discover they can still play down the law. Unleash your inner kid and drop in the magic of the mountains. Fresh snow awaits, and the slopes are oh so happy to ski you. Keystone, today we play. Pack in the fun with an epic pass.
We are proud to call Breckenridge not only our workplace, but also our home. Breckenridge Grand Vacations has been a part of the fabric of this authentic mountain community for more than 3 decades, developing and operating iconic resorts and supporting local education, health, and human service initiatives. We believe home is truly where the heart is.
Hi, I'm Tracy Hammonds, Employment Works Director with Ability Connection Colorado. I want to encourage you and talk to you about the special place that Ability Connection Colorado is. The people that we serve are amazing. Their lives are so much more challenging than the lives that we have, and to be able to be of service to them, to be able to work in partnership with them and people in the community is amazing work. And I really encourage you to join us in this important work that we're doing. We love the clients that we serve. They teach us so much more than we teach them ever. And I'm very excited and thrilled and proud to be part of this organization. And I hope you will join us. Thank you.
My main goal right now is to get to school, veterinary assistant, get some experience under my belt. And then I want to also own my own business. Benefits for me that they took the time out of their day to give me one-on-one attention, so I'm able to succeed and be a lot more better at my reading and writing and education-wise. I really appreciate that a lot from them for a whole higher level to help me get to where I need to be and to get me filling out job applications and getting me ready for college. They can help me with job search. When I get my degree or my certificate in veterinarian assistant or anything I wanted to do, they'll help me with that. They'll help me with making a resume, learning more about life that comes with being a grown-up. So they have helped me that so far for right now. So that's a big opportunity that I'm thankful for a lot.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Atkinson and I am a RAMP coordinator at Ability Connection Colorado. We work with youth ages 13 to 25 with disabilities, and I love working for Ability Connection Colorado because it is a community of people who want to make the world a better place. We open doors that many believe are shut, and we work with people in the community who have disabilities, and I say we work with them instead of doing things for them. And so I think that's a pretty amazing thing to do. And so, thank you.
So right now, we're just searing these steaks. We turn the heat down a little bit. Then we added some garlic, some thyme, some butter. We're just going to baste that. So that's just taking a spoon, flipping that hot butter on over those steaks. It's going to help them cook from all sides, infuse all that garlic, thyme, all that awesome flavor.
Yum. I was sold at the steak, but then with the garlic, said thyme.
Yep.
Then just about
half
a cup of butter or something?
Oh yeah.
That looks awesome.
That's where so these are just the roasted carrots. So we had just roasted those in the oven. A little salt, pepper, oil. We roasted those at 425 for about 15 to 20 minutes, just until they start to kind of blister, soften up, get some color to them. And that's just in that orange juice reduction, which we just took a little orange juice, reduced that down, and that's just going to glaze those carrots really nicely.
Yum. Yum, yum.
Absolutely. And we're just going to finish up these grits, adding more butter, of course. About 2 ounces of butter in there. Give that a stir, and we'll add in our Parmesan. Again, about 2 ounces of that. Just using a microplane to grate that right in there.
So, you know, in proper chef form, this is unsalted butter or?
Unsalted butter,
unsalted,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that way you can control the seasoning on your own.
Okay.
I think that's a decent amount of Parmesan in there. Give that a little stir.
I'll leave you that.
So, Chef, while you're putting the finishing touches on the fillets here, I've been enjoying a little bit of Cabernet Franc. I can pour you some as well.
Yes, please.
We think it's going to be a nice pairing with the steak here. Cabernet Franc, you know, for those of you who aren't really familiar with it, it's actually the genetic father of Cabernet Sauvignon. So tends to be just a little bit lighter in profile than the Cabernet Sauvignon, not quite as tannic.
Gotcha.
I think, which means that it's a little bit more respectful to some of the more delicate flavors in a dish, which I think is going to be great with this. But things that I think are going to really go awesome with this is that having that thyme in there, kind of Cabernet Franc's known for a little bit of a savory note in there, kind of an earthy character, and I think that between that thyme in there and even some of the carrots, that should be a really nice pair to these wines. So let me pour you a little bit, Chef.
Well, I'm excited to try it.
Cabernet Franc's actually one of the, really, it's a popular variety here in Colorado. There are a lot of good examples of Cabernet Franc, not just the ones that we make. I'm going to splash myself a little bit more here too, which I think actually is kind of an important consideration when you've got a a wine that from various wineries within a region that shows well. It kind of, to me, suggests that maybe Cabernet Franc is a pretty good pair to our terroir or to our climate that we've got over there in the Palisade region. So lots of good examples of Cabernet Franc for people that want to kind of venture outside of just Cold Terrace and are looking for some other Colorado wines to check out. I would recommend Cabernet Franc as a varietal from the state for sure.
Beautiful. Well, I think we're just about ready to plate these steaks. I don't know if you want to give me a hand with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Tell me what I can do, Chef. I am. I'm the,
well, thanks for helping.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I mean, fortunately, I didn't bring my my own apron, but yeah, like I said earlier, I've got the Wines in the Pines official apron here.
Looks great on you.
I
Beautiful.
Feel like thank you. I'm pretty excited about it, actually.
Cool. So yeah, these steaks are about ready to go. You can either you can either use a thermometer to check those, or a little trick we use in the restaurant. You can kind of feel your palm. So with your palm open, that's a rare steak.
Okay.
With your thumb to your index finger, that's medium rare.
Oh.
Then medium, medium well, and then well done.
Wow, how about that?
Yeah, so that's a nice little trick.
Yeah, I like that.
So those are all ready.
So where are we at here? I don't want to poke it because I don't have the proper gloves.
Just about medium rare.
Oh,
exactly where I want them to be.
That's perfect. I'm all for medium rare.
So we're going to pull these off. We're going to let these rest for a little while.
So obviously not quite as much sizzle. When you started the braise, you lowered the temperature quite a bit there?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So you want the pan super hot for that sear. And then once you put the butter in, you want to turn it down to low.
Okay.
If the pan's super hot, the butter's just going to burn right away and it's going to ruin your steak. So turn that down to low. Set that aside. See, our carrots are glazing nicely, starting to heat up.
Looking good.
Of course, a little more butter.
Well, you can't go wrong with butter.
Right.
Ooh. Yeah, there's some richness here, huh?
Absolutely.
So with that reduced orange juice, you're still going to get some of that acidity that'll come through?
Yeah, a little acidity is going to come through, for sure. Just going to let that butter melt in there, glaze onto those carrots. In the meantime, we can just kind of plate up these grits. Just a little dollop right in the middle. And a little swoosh on that.
So remind me, just a little bit of parm in there? And
Yeah, a
some
little
butter?
parm, little butter.
Nice.
I like the swish. The swish.
Oh yeah, that's how we do it at the restaurant.
Gotta have a
I think it's definitely more appealing than just the
Just a little mound on there,
I think-
absolutely. You see those carrots are glazed really nicely.
Yeah, beautiful.
Let's put a few on each plate.
And Chef, do you always like to have your steak sit a little while? Or?
Yeah, absolutely. You want those steaks to rest for a little bit. Otherwise, right when you cut into it, all that juices is going to come out. So probably about 5-10 minutes for the rest.
Oh. Doesn't it get cold?
It can. If it does get cold, you can just throw it back in the pan for a little bit just to reheat it. But
Sorry, guys, I've been out drinking wine. What's happening?
Oh,
wow!
I thought you were
gosh,
putting in some
you
winning
guys.
bids. Of course, you come back right in time for the food.
Yeah, is everything done?
That's pretty close. We've got a little rest going on over
yeah,
here.
our steaks are resting. We just
Okay.
put the grits on, the carrots, and we're going to finish plating that up.
Okay. Hey, Chef, so question about that. When you let steaks rest like that, I've heard that terminology. What does that mean? Is it kind of like me taking a nap in the afternoon or something
Yeah,
different?
similar to that. So we're just letting all the juices inside those steaks just kind of have time to settle.
Okay.
If you cut into it when it's really hot, all those juices are just going to run out.
Right.
That's going to ruin your steak.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
you just let these rest for a little bit.
Boy, guys, this looks amazing.
Yeah, this is looking really
good job.
You know, whenever we do these food pairings with wine,
right?
When these chefs are nailing it, like Chef Kevin is right now, it always gives me a little bit of I hope that the wine is going to be up to the task.
par,
I mean,
right?
This is a beautiful dish right
no,
here.
for sure. I was just thinking that I might have to cancel my Applebee's reservation later. I mean, there's no way I'm ever doing that again.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to want that.
No, forget it. Forget it.
So we're just going to finish these steaks with this.
I'll scoot you in here. Oh yeah. Thanks, Kizzy. Trying to get the whole family in here, right, Judy?
Trying to stick my finger.
No, stay away from me. You got to keep an eye on Judy. She'll steal the whole steak.
This is just our carrot top salsa verde.
Okay.
We took the tops of the carrots, put it in there, full of parsley, some arugula, a little red pepper flakes, some garlic, lemon juice, olive oil.
Nice.
And just blended that up. Let's do a little drizzle right on top.
Oh, wow, look at that. Look at the colors.
So, Chef, do we have to prepare some things the day before?
Yeah, it definitely helps. So I made this salsa verde yesterday, and that'll last for a while. There's
Good
a few
question.
things
So
that you
the
want.
question was, just in case you couldn't hear Margaret over there, if some of this stuff is good to make ahead of time, and the salsa verde, maybe chef make it the day before?
Yeah, the day before, exactly.
Okay.
And then since we have it, we're going to do a little balsamic drizzle on it.
He's doing it again.
No, Scott,
He's doing it again.
Scott, why don't you try, please?
Guys, I'm going to do something a little different here. This is a style I learned in France back when I was in cooking school. Yes, it's a very unique. You start right here at the 12 o'clock position, and you go counterclockwise, chef. Come on.
I've never seen that. Beautiful.
We're at, guys.
two more, Scott.
Okay, here we go. Here we go, guys. Balsamic.
Wait, he went clockwise that time.
Ooh.
I don't know if that one's going to be quite as good. I don't know if that one's
Too much wine. Too much wine already, you guys. Do not. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, do not try this at home. No, do not try this. This is for the professionals.
Well, I think they're supposed to, aren't they?
That's the whole point.
Hey, Scott.
Yes, Mike. What you got? Come on in. What's that? Mike. Sounds great. Well, this is awesome. We're going to take a break here in a second. This is spectacular. We have dessert coming up, which is, of course, my favorite.
I'm excited about that.
We want to thank our sponsors once again, these incredible sponsors. Keystone, Chef Kevin, thank you so much. Presenting sponsors, Circle K, located throughout the state of Colorado. Dillon Ridge Liquors, Mike, thank you guys so much for that. Incredible liquor store. Such a great staff over there, too. They've got your wines over there.
Yep.
And I think we're doing a matching donation, too, right? There's some kind of program going on, maybe? Am I just making that up?
No, I was speaking with Mike, and it actually sounds like
that hasn't been announced yet.
That has been sorry. Rewind the tape. Rewind the tape. Yeah.
But, no,
so what about that ski season, buddy?
Let's hope for lots of snow.
And then our buddies Roger Ogden and the whole team over at Crystal Media Group, Crystal 93, great radio station, playing Colorado's best rock and roll music, right? JD? Ability Connection, tons of history. We've got some videos. Tell me a little bit about the history, and then we want to roll some of these videos that we put together.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody, for being here and making this possible. I love bringing you out from the kitchen, Chef Kevin. You have an incredible team, and we couldn't do this without you.
Yeah, for sure.
And we've missed the ranch, but we'll hope next year.
We'll be back.
Anyway, Ability Connection, been around almost 75 years. An organization founded by 9 moms who said, we're not putting our children in an institution. They happen to be at Children's Hospital, and the fight began for their children to be included in the community, to receive an education, and to have employment. And I'd have to say, we feel really successful about that. We still have a lot of work to do. And we serve about 40,000 Coloradoans a year around the state.
And Judy, I mean, that's a huge number. We talk about it all the time. That's a lot of people throughout the state.
Yeah, we have
that's a big deal.
Points with a lot of people.
Right.
And a lot of our services are run by parents. They saw a gap in the system. They saw the problems parents were having and said, there's some things we need to do. One mom ended up helping save babies' lives because of infantile scoliosis and her search for a cure. Another parent said, I don't have anyone to take care of my child. If something happens to me, began guardianship, Alliance Colorado. Yeah. A lot of history, a lot of tradition. I think the important thing is legacy. And we renamed ourselves Ability Connection a few years ago. We want to focus on abilities.
We have a funny video about that, Judy.
I'm so glad. And connections. And this is all about connections. Mike and Margaret came to us years ago through a telethon. And here we are 37 years later.
In that first event back in 1984, was it a small 10 by 10, right, Mike, Margaret? Yes. 10 by 10. You think we're making that up? It was a 10 by 10 booth outside at the ranch, and that was it. And then every year it just got bigger and bigger and better and better. And Mike, you know, you and Margaret, Kelly, such a big part of what's happened with this whole thing. We thank you so much.
You know, like I said earlier, and it's unique.
Get in here. I want to make sure you're in here. Get in here.
Okay.
Get in here.
In as much as I have.
Don't be shy.
When they started in 75 years ago, they were building their facility right north of City Park in Denver.
Yeah.
My dad was a plaster at that time. And Phipps, Gerald Phipps, it was a construction company that did it.
Yeah.
And he called on the union and laborers and that stuff, different skills and that, to donate their time. And my dad was one of the plasterers that donated their time to build that building. And you know, I didn't realize this until I got a back picture and that stuff. And yeah, since we've been involved in this for over 75 years. And the fact of it is, it started out as Cerebral Palsy of Colorado, different names.
Right.
But their commitment at that time was people and children with special needs. And what they've done over the years is they've changed their name. But guess what? They're still taking care of people with special needs.
That's right.
The spectrum is greater than it was once before.
No, I think you said that well, Mike. It's expanded, right?
It's expanded, and they're taking care of all kinds of people. Yep. And this is why we do it. And you know, your help helps. And as we all know, in the COVID-19 right now, organizations like this are struggling. Okay, because things aren't happening if you read the newspaper and everything.
A little tricky, right, Mike?
And that's why they can use the help all they want. So,
look, another donation. There's another auction item. This is nuts. Okay, Mike, thanks a lot.
My cell phone went off in my ears.
Okay, you guys, it's time to eat. I'm going to grab one of these plates. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to roll some videos that McKinsey has lined up, and we're going to be back here live on location at the Smith House. And it is time to grub down, guys.
Hello, my name is Gina Brackett, and I'm a project coordinator with Parent to Parent of Colorado. Parent to Parent of Colorado connects families of sons and daughters with disabilities and special health care needs, including mental health, in such amazing ways. We provide a community where families are making lifelong connections, because we know that having a child with special needs can feel isolating and sometimes lonely. Our relationships with other local and state organizations allow us to provide critical resources to parents. With over 5,000 parents on our listserv, a parent can ask any question and get a solution right away. Unique to Parent is our parent mentoring program. Parents are able to request a parent match so that they can receive support. Usually we have a formal 8 weeks, but many times this relationship goes on for years. For over 20 years, we have provided trainings and support in both Spanish and English. The connections our families make through Parent to Parent provide support in the times of crisis and can continue for a lifetime.
Well, my name is Heather Hyatt Montoya. I'm the founder of the Infantile Scoliosis Outreach Program. I started ISOP because of my only daughter, Olivia. She was diagnosed with infantile scoliosis when she was 5 months old. It was the progressive type, and the progressive type keeps pace at the rate in which the child is growing, and that's the fastest the first 2 years of life. So by the time Olivia was 2 years old, she had a 100-degree thoracic curve, which was affecting her heart and lungs. I knew right away that I needed to figure out a way to treat her besides spinal fusion. All the doctors in the United States wanted to fuse her spine at 2 years old, and my maternal instinct said, no, that wouldn't be a good idea, because while I knew nothing of medicine, I knew that fusing a spine of a 2-year-old would result in not only a severe deformity, but compromised respiratory function and eventual premature death. So I searched the world and eventually found a doctor who suffered with scoliosis herself. I found her in England, and I was able to connect with you, Judy, thank goodness, and Ability Connections, and we raised the money that we needed, and we brought the pioneer of the cure for infantile scoliosis to the United States for the first time. We then brought her to 10 subsequent states, and now these doctors that were originally trained by Dr. Mehta are now training other doctors And we are seeing children grow straight every day, not having any deformity, not having any respiratory function issues, having no psychological distress, and living full lives.
This is Bexon, less than 24 hours after having his cast applied. Less than 24 hours after having your cast applied. And look at how quickly they adjust.
Hi, I'm Heather Hyatt Montoya, mom and founder of the Infantile Scoliosis Outreach Program, a program of Ability Connection Colorado. Just like Bexon, my daughter Liv was diagnosed with progressive infantile scoliosis. She was 5 months old. Progressive infantile scoliosis is a rare condition causing curving and twisting of the spine, or if left untreated, will lead to repeated, risky spine surgeries, heart and lung issues, severe pain and deformity, psychological distress, and a shortened lifespan. But it can be curable or extend the life of a child if treated early by using Dr. Min Mehta's non-invasive casting treatment. Our program organizes Dr. Mehta's growth guidance casting training for doctors throughout the world, saving hundreds of children's lives. So help support Ability Connection Colorado and our Infantile Scoliosis Outreach Program. Because every child deserves to live.
As a relatively new employee to Ability Connection Colorado, as well as a new resident to Colorado, I will share with you my passion for the work I do and why I chose to work for Guardianship Alliance of Colorado, a program of Ability Connection Colorado. You can judge a nation by the way it treats its most vulnerable citizens. This is a quote that in one form or another has been attributed to many great men, such as Aristotle and Mahatma Gandhi. It holds weight in everything I do. As a Guardian Client Manager for Ability Connection Colorado, it is what motivates me to do the best job I can do. I stand for our most vulnerable citizens, advocate for them, assure that no matter their abilities, they are seen and treated as human beings first. I chose to work for Ability Connection Colorado because they hold the same values that I hold. Our goals are parallel. Together, we make our community a better place. An individual only requires a guardian if the most difficult circumstances exist. Imagine having no insight into or the ability to make the most basic decisions about your living environment, your health care, or your finances. Not having someone to reach out to you when you need some help or just someone to talk to about your problems. My clients have no or minimal family and friends. They have nobody to blow the whistle when they are treated unfairly and can't speak for themselves. I am their family, their friend, their advocate, and maybe the only person who truly cares about their existence. If it weren't for myself and my colleagues, my clients would be homeless, incarcerated, or deceased. Close your eyes and picture this. There is a homeless man you see on your way to work with a sign that says, "Will work for food." You see him talking to himself. He is dirty and probably hasn't showered or shaved in a month. His clothes are tattered and torn. The soles of his shoes are coming apart. Someone screams at him, "Get a job, you lazy bum." They don't know him, though. He's only 45, although he looks 60. He was diagnosed with schizophrenia at the young age of 17. His parents did all they could to help him, but he wouldn't take his medications because the voices told him not to. He ran away from home because he did not want to go back to the psychiatric hospital. He never has been able to work a job because the voices he hears prevent him from being successful. He has diabetes that has not been treated and doesn't realize he will soon have to have his leg amputated. His name is Henry. Henry doesn't know it yet, but he will soon be my client. He will have the care and treatment he deserves. He will no longer need to beg for money to eat because he will have a place to live and meals prepared for him. He will have the medication he needs to make the voices go away and the treatment he needs to manage his diabetes. He will be able to take a shower daily, shave when he chooses to, and change into fresh clothes. He will be able to learn job skills and earn some spending money. He will reunite with his parents so that they may have a relationship again after almost 30 years of living on the streets. This may seem like a miracle to you, but this is what I work for every day. This is the reward of all the phone calls and meetings, exhibiting the ups and downs of progress, the relentless battle of convincing him the medications will make him feel better. This is just one of many success stories I have been a part of. Our work is an important part of our community, but we can't do it without your support.
You've been well trained. I love it.
Got a couple little things
Is
there.
there. You can't tell what's in my mask. Anyway, hey, this has been great, hasn't it?
I mean, so far this meal's incredible. Love it. It's so good. I think I ate a little bit more than I was supposed to here. Sorry about that, Chef. I was supposed to take a little piece of that and then took the whole plate.
You did.
Delicious. Hey, those videos were really great. Thank you so much for sharing those. I think they really only tell a story the way that a video can.
Absolutely.
Yes. So those were really great. We've got more coming up here down the road, including the amazing, one-of-a-kind, hysterical
Josh Blue.
Josh Blue. We were in Lowry just a few days ago. We had a great crowd down there. First time I think almost any of these people have been back out.
Yes, absolutely.
And Ability
we were
Connection.
Social distance.
Social distance. We were all wearing masks. We were separated. We were Comedy Works in the Denver Tech Center.
Yeah.
And Josh Blue, you guys, you probably heard about him. He is hysterical. Poked a lot of fun at Judy. You're going to see that. And we're going to...
I didn't deserve that.
You didn't deserve any of that. Yes, you did. Yes,
yeah,
you did.
I probably did.
So we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more about Ability Connection. We'll sit over by the fireplace. It's a wonderful fall night. So go refill that wine glass, and we'll see you back in a second.
Thank you.
All right, Judy, we're taking a little break over here in the living room, right? Got the fireplace going. Feels good.
It does.
Starting to get a little cooler at night.
Right.
Holidays are coming up. Hard to believe the holidays are coming up.
Hard to believe.
So dinner was fantastic.
It really was.
Really, really good. Chef is working on dessert. That's coming up. Whose favorite is dessert? Everyone's favorite?
Oh, I don't know.
That's the collective.
That steak was pretty amazing.
That steak was pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Hey, so Ability Connection, Judy, does such amazing stuff. And one of the things that I find so interesting about it is that everybody you talk to has kind of a different story,
yes.
Kind of a different experience, a different outcome, a different take on it, and it's always just so special and amazing. We have some of your staff members hold up signs. I think we're going to try to throw them on the screen here if we can figure out how to do all this live, real time, of people holding up signs that kind of say how they felt or how they feel about Ability Connection Colorado. But before we do that, these guys were like, ask Judy how she feels about it. So can you do the same thing? What's one word that you think sums it up for you?
One word?
One word. Can I help you do it?
You know, Ability Connection Colorado means to me that we're carrying on a legacy from 1946, and we must follow that legacy. It means including everyone in their community, providing educational opportunities for everyone in the community. and connecting people to their community. You know, we changed our name, and that was a pretty hard decision for us, from cerebral palsy, which was the name that the mothers wanted all those years ago, to Ability Connection Colorado.
Yeah.
And that's what it means, that we together can focus on folks' ability and connect them to their community and have outcomes for our community. Right now, we're all going through a lot, this health crisis, and there isn't a more important time than being connected right now. And so it is about, for me also personally, I had a sister who ended up in an institution, the very thing that mothers didn't want in
Right.
46.
Right.
And it was very hard growing up with that worry and concern for her and knowing that it didn't feel right. And so for me, it is personal to make sure that we do all we can in our organization, an incredible team that delivers all these services, and that we make sure all means all, and that whatever we can do, whether it's services, early education, whether it's employment, or whether it's parent-to-parent supports and resources. And we just want to continue that, and there's a tremendous commitment to do so. Our board of directors also believes in this mission and represents that community as well.
Great. All right, Judy. That was definitely not one word, but that was beautiful. Thank you. And I know that your heart is just so behind this. I know that. We all know that. We've seen you in action. So, you know, thank you. And glad to have you driving the ship over there at Ability Connection.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Bid on those auction items. We need some money to support these guys.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Chris with Ability Connection Colorado. I'm the IT director here, and during these trying times, we've been really trying to use our technology to help all the people that we serve and through the people that work with us to stay safe and connected, using our technology to do remote teaching and have meetings that are separate to keep everybody safe. So thank you for being here tonight, and thank you for your support, and have a wonderful night.
Hi everyone, my name is Miranda Garcia, and I am the Education Supervisor at our Creative Options Florence site. I was tasked with starting and implementing the Creative Options Remote Learning option this July. When thinking about how to create the best program for our students, families, and teachers, I had a lot to take into consideration. Given our current situation, we have had to learn different ways to educate our students. This has been a new learning experience for us as educators and for parents who are now working at home with their children. We wanted to take the most important elements from our current curriculum and be able to share it with the parents in a way in which they could then relay the lesson to their children. When we began remote learning, we really did not know what to expect from it, as preschoolers learn best in person while interacting with their teachers and peers. Our teachers were apprehensive, as this is a whole new culture of teaching as well as learning. To this day, as the teachers are preparing their instructional videos, they are still navigating unfamiliar territory. Each week, we learn something new from our parents and students. As early childhood educators, we know that with the input from our families, we will continue to grow and meet the needs of our ever-changing community. With this in mind, we have been able to adapt and modify our curriculum to accommodate the needs of our families as needed. Our staff is doing an exceptional job working with each family and child to best meet their individualized needs. Part of what our organization works on is identifying the strengths in our families and building upon them. Remote learning has given us the opportunity to see our families in a new light when it comes to education. COVID has brought on new obstacles that our families are having to navigate through on a daily basis. Balancing family, work, and school looks so different now than what it did just a few short months ago. With that in mind, our remote platform was designed to fit into any family's ever-changing schedule. Parents have peace of mind knowing that their child is safe at home while still getting a quality educational opportunity. Parents also know that they can perform their work duties without their child missing out because the lessons are available all throughout the day. As parents complete the activities with their child and send photos, videos, and drawings, we get to see interactions between family members that we do not normally have the pleasure of seeing. Each family dynamic is unique, but through their participation with remote learning, we are able to see their dedication to their child's educational career. Remote learning with preschoolers continues to be a truly unique experience, one from which we have uncovered new skills as educators, as well as a new appreciation of our families' involvement with their children's future. I would like to thank you for taking the time to be a part of this new endeavor as we continue to meet the needs.
Having a great time here at the Smith House.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Hopefully we're not making too much of a mess, Judy.
Well, we can leave before we have to clean.
Have to spend all day tomorrow, Sunday, cleaning this up. Yeah. Really, ability connection, so many great words popping in my mind. You know, inclusion. I know we were talking to Mike a second ago. Mike raised up the word opportunity. Right. I think that sums it up, doesn't it?
It really does, yes. You know, and if, in fact, watching this video will help you understand why we chose Josh Blue. Yeah. Josh Blue is a perfect example of his mother saying he deserves every opportunity. She made it available to him. He was, he got that award as Comic of the Year. Yeah. And
last comic standing.
Yeah. And he also recognized when we asked him to do the video on changing our name, why it was so important.
So that's what's going to set up this next quick video that we got queued up. Mackenzie's orchestrating all this in the background. I think we got it all dialed in, right, Kenzie? Okay, so this is a video back from 2013 where Josh explains the name change from cerebral palsy to ability connection. And he has, it's fair to say, a little bit of a good time doing it.
He certainly does,
Thank you.
My name is Josh, and with a name like Josh, I often get this awkward conversation. I'm just joshing ya. And I always think that's an unfortunate thing to say because my idea of joshing you may be a little different than your idea. I'll be handing out joshings after the show. We've changed our name to Ability Connection Colorado. Wait. You said you were going to name this after me. When you think of CP, you think of cerebral palsy only, but it's so much more diverse than that. Ability Connection Colorado is much more than just education. It goes far beyond that in helping people find employment and family care. I think the name change is a good move. About time, guys. Hey, did that title card just say 1 in 5 Americans experience 1 or more disabilities? I got like 13. Ability Connection Colorado. We can do a lot more than we can. Don't worry, I'm not a teacher here.
Without further ado, let's give it up for my friend, the amazing Josh Blue. Let's go, Josh!
Thank you. Well, thank you so much, guys. What a wonderful evening, huh? Wine in the Pines. I've been doing that quite a bit, actually. I call it getting drunk in the woods, but and less money is raised. So it's good to be here, and frankly, it's good to be anywhere, really. All right. It's nice to be out. Honestly, I prefer most of you wear masks. Nothing to do with the virus at all, just you look a lot better with half your face covered. So. I don't like wearing those masks. You should see the inside of mine, all mac and cheese. Too soon on that? All right. Yeah, it's crazy. I I was doing 200 shows a year, and then that lockdown, shutdown went down, and I became a full-time elementary school teacher. So I was very ill-prepared for that, let me tell you. I'm a comedian for a reason. Like, sorry kids, Daddy can't help you with your math, but if you need a good joke, I got you. They told me to try to be clean on the show, but I said, it, we're in the woods. You can swear in the woods. And that quarantine got me back to a lot of my childhood activities. You know, playing board games and doing puzzles and crying. Just a lot of crying. Ha ha! This is great. I haven't done stand-up in a while, so I hope I'm doing okay. I would like to apologize up front. The orchestra wasn't able to make it, so sorry. I don't know if you can see that in the pines, but this is where they would have went, right here. You know, I'm not from Denver, but I look like I am. Just another wobbly guy on the sidewalk. I'm a comedian. Shit, I made $8 walking over here. Which one of these tents is mine? Too far again? Okay, I apologize. It's weird, you can't talk about tents in the woods either. You know, people say that chivalry is dead, but I don't believe it. Because every time I'm walking down the street and there's a couple coming towards me, the man will move his lady to the safe side. And just for the record, there is no safe side. I'm gonna get your lady. Rawr. I'm fluttering my hair, not having a seizure, okay? It's a little deceiving. Let me tell you, this ain't real. This is, well, it's funny, because I got dudes running up to me all the time like, yo, bro, you work out? I'm like, I can't even lift a fork. This is straight palsy, bro. You wish you had this. I've been working out since I came out. Maybe a little bit in utero, I don't know. Thank you, one lady. Yeah, this arm, man, I don't trust it. Really, seriously, I see it too, guys. I call it my nocturnal arm. Like I'm trying to sleep and it's writing emails and like, who are you writing? A clubfoot in Kansas? Well, you can't talk about clubfoots in Kansas in the woods. Come on. Seems like the perfect place. Yeah, this arm, man, I can't sleep too close to the internet. This thing orders stuff online. Come home, there's a box waiting for me on the porch. Oh, I don't remember ordering anything. open it up, it's one bedazzled glove. I'm not putting that on you, dude. You gotta play dress up on your own time. Like, where do you even get one glove? That's my question. Of course, there's a website. Pretty cool one. It's for amputees. It's called Share a Pair. Their idea is if you're missing your size 10 right foot and they're missing their size 10 left foot, share a pair. They got all kind of stuff like gloves and shoes and earrings. Okay, so earrings is one of those jokes where I want you guys to do a little bit of the work. I want you to put the punchline in there. You go, oh, why would they be missing an ear? Like a bad fishing accident? Or... Huh?
What happened to their other ear?
My other ear?
No, their other ear.
Oh, I don't know. That's up to you. See, that's what I'm saying, man. I want you to do something. Sorry, guys, I'll just spoon feed it here on How about that? I'm sorry, I didn't explain how comedy works. Give you a little rundown real quick. Okay, all a joke is I take an idea, and then I take another idea, and then I bring them together. And then when I bring them together, that's the funny part. The only thing is, you gotta do the math. You gotta be able to figure out why the other people are laughing. All right, well, let's see if you can follow this one. I know a guy that's colorblind, and he is surprisingly racist. You guys get it? Because he doesn't see color. That's the part that's weird, that he would harbor hatred in his heart. That was the easy one, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna step it up now, because I'm not gonna hold the whole class back for just one student over there, you know? All right, here we go. So I got a friend that's being a surrogate mother. She's helping out a family that can't have a baby. She's 7 months pregnant, walking around telling people, she's like, it's not mine. Good, good, good. I'll tell you, it's worse when she's like, we're not keeping it. Don't worry, she only says that when she's been drinking. They'll edit this part out, don't worry. Don't worry. It'll never make it to the woods. That was just a special treat for you guys. And what a treat it was. Well, I am proud of you. You did real good on that one. You know, I used to think I had a way with the animals. And then I realized that I just make a lot of crumbs. Got a pack of random-ass dogs following me around. Just hoping I'll get into a muffin or something. I don't know how many times I've tried to go into a restaurant. They're like, you can't bring your dogs in here. I'm like, these ain't my dogs. If you can get them to leave, that'd be great. And then the other day, I was in my yard, and a bird landed on me. Scared the out of me. You know, I'm not afraid of bugs at all. Like, but if you think that's a bug landing on you, that's a big bug, right? So the corner of your eye, see it fly up. And then it like sat there long enough for me to start feeling like Snow White. Yeah, and then it ate something out of my beard and flew away. Thank you. Feed your family. It's a symbiotic relationship. It gets food, I get clean. You know? Not too many science buffs out there, are there? Again, sorry about the orchestra. I will admit that I've been watching a lot of serial killer documentaries. And I think I'm finally ready. Research complete. Time to get to work. I don't think I get away with it too long, though. Don't worry. You know, the cerebral palsy comedian serial killer. That's a pretty long title. A lot of clues in that name. Yeah, that's good too, yeah. But the animals ate them all, so that won't work. I already thought of that. Got other species helping to hide it. Yeah, I do think forensics have caught up to my skill level, though. I'm pretty sure. I catch on pretty quick. Like, these strangle marks are really weird. And this guy's footprints are all over the place. This was all before he got to the victim. The real struggle happened over here. I don't know, what was he trying to do? Maybe like try to tie his shoe or something? And what on earth is this? One bedazzled glove? You gotcha? You let it fall, man, that's worth a lot of money. Thanks for not having an imagination with me. You guys are a fun crowd. I really didn't have high hopes for this. I can see your disdain behind your mask. This is not what we paid you for. Make fun of us at our own event. No, this is an amazing organization, and I have not just been getting drunk in the woods with them for years. Thank you. I'm just trying to think of some more jokes. Just stall until I remember. I haven't done this in months. I don't know. I've been quarantined with my 10-year-old daughter. Well, my son's there too, but my daughter will not shut the Like I did love her dearly, obviously, but like she'll tell me every detail of the day that I've already been an intricate part of. So. Like, remember when we had chicken nuggets for lunch? Like, yeah, I made them, yeah. Those guys. It's fun. Hey, this is weird, I know, but do you think if I die in a freak accident, that the media will have the nerve to call it that? Good. Well, a bang for your buck in that little joke right there. I don't know why I think of this stuff. You know, like before I say some crazy stuff like that, I'm like a normal person. There's an alarm in my brain going like, don't say that. And then I say it and you laugh and I'm like, ha ha, I told you, You guys sure shut up real quick. All right. No, when I do die, I don't want to be cremated, but I do want my remains to be scattered. Like a wood chipper or something. He loved this mall. All right. Sorry, all right. That's my new favorite joke. Hey, did you guys know that Botox was originally being invented to help people with cerebral palsy? Yeah, they were trying to find a way to have our muscles, well, not do that. And then, like, somewhere along the development, they discovered that Botox also makes wrinkles go away. And then they were like, well, screw cerebral palsy. We could really be helping people. God forbid you had a crowfoot. The guy with the twisty arm can wait. I do love that joke. Because I'm sure you can feel that weird kind of vibe move through the room. What that is that's just all the people with Botox trying to frown. No pictures! You know I can see, right? What am I, a zoo animal? Dance, monkey, dance. I'm just kidding. You can take a picture. I just wanted you to know that I could see. Yep, they're making him leave. Great. Get him out of here. Please don't go. I can't perform to 38 people. This Make-A-Wish is getting weirder and weirder. Also, I just had this happen to me again. I was at a restaurant, finally. And I was there with a bunch of friends. And the server went around the table and took everybody's order. And then when they got to me, they're like, and what will he have? My buddy was like, I'm guessing a talk with your manager. You guys are awesome. Thank you very much.
What would you say to children today about what they need to learn? What's the most important thing our children, we can teach them or have them learn?
Just children in general?
Yes.
Well, go outside. Go outside, see the world. And, you know, I think it's just, it's a scary generation of phones and pads and screens and all that. So, I mean, honestly, just go outside and see some nature and have some wine in the pines. You can be loud.
I'll be loud. I have a loud voice.
I can hear that.
What is one piece of advice you would give to someone who has special needs?
What is one piece of advice I would give to someone with special needs? You know, I was trying to get this in people's heads. Don't ever let anyone else tell you who you are, right? Like, so many people judge you. Oh, you can't do this because your body's this way, or you that. Just be yourself and don't let anyone else tell you how to be. And to me, it took me a long time. When I was a kid, I was very anxious, nervous, and worried about what people thought. And then I was like, what does it matter? Everybody's too worried about what other people think of them. So. To me, I would just say, chin up and them.
Josh, we just want to thank you again for being a part of our world, and you helped us change our name all those years ago. And so, what would you tell us we need to work on and be? What can we continue to do to contribute to the betterment of our community?
Well, first of all, I think you're doing an awesome job. Like, don't deny that. Obviously, this is amazing what you guys are doing, and I think that the more you can get this out into the world and have it be the norm, then that's what I gotta say. Just keep spreading the word and inclusion, man.
Yeah, Josh Blue, you guys, he's the funniest dude in the world, and you know, his experience at Ability Connection is just amazing, and to see his level of success he has now as a comedian is unbelievable. When we were there at Lowry, I mean, it was just, we were all killed over laughing. And our editors here, Adam and John Chandler, had to actually bleep out quite a bit of the performance. So if you hear bleeping or the audio drops out, that's not an accident. We actually had to do that because Josh was on fire, to put it mildly. It was great stuff. So thanks, Josh. We love you, man. Keep up the great work. We're big fans. Hey, he's got a new Amazon series out, too. It's called Broccoli. It's on Amazon. It's on Roku. And it's literally called Broccoli. So go check it out. You're going to love it. Chef Kev, back over to you. Dessert. Time for dessert?
Yes, we're just going to finish up this dessert. This is super simple to plate up.
Okay.
We're just going to whip up this cream, top it with our candied pepitas.
Okay.
And that's done.
Wow, nice. And then what do we have over here? I know we got some guys probably saying, what is this? What's this?
So these are the pot de crèmes.
There they are. Finally, there they are.
We've waited all this.
You mean the pâte de crème?
Yeah,
of course.
Of course. So in here, of course, just pumpkin puree,
okay.
Some egg yolks, some heavy cream.
Nice.
We just bake that in the oven in a water bath for about an hour.
Okay.
And you get this nice custardy consistency.
Yeah, that looks great. And again, perfect for fall, right? Yeah. Oh man, chef. All right, here we go. Let's whip this thing up here. Stand back. Stand back.
I got my
Stand back. Stand back. Stand back. I'm wearing black, Chef. Come on. Come on, man.
I'll stay in front of you. I'll be your shield.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah, we're whipping up nicely here already. So, Chef, I saw you add a little sweetness into the whipped cream there. What was that?
Just a little bit of maple syrup.
Oh.
So it's just heavy cream maple syrup.
Nice.
That's it.
Man, looking good.
The anticipation.
The anticipation. I mean, I ate so much for dinner, but I'm hungry.
You can always make room for
You always make room for dessert.
In this particular case, we're actually going to try a wine that
Just
isn't
gonna ask
kind of
you.
the most obvious pairing for a dessert. We're doing something a little different.
Okay.
We're going to feature our Petit Verdot. A
Okay.
Petit Verdot is not really a very common varietal.
I was going to say, you don't hear that very often.
Not very. I'd have to ask Mike how many examples they've got on the shelf over there at Dillon Ridge, but
Right.
I know ours is there. I don't know how many others, but
Yeah.
I think that this wine tends to be just got beautiful velvety tannins in it.
Is it a sweeter wine, a darker
No,
wine?
it's a dry red wine.
Okay.
But I think that the thing that I was kind of talking to Chef Kevin about earlier is that it's got a kind of, I pick up a little bit of a baking spice note in there.
Oh, nice.
And there are some of those kind of similar spices in the
For sure.
pot de creme.
Yep.
That we're about to have. So I'm really hopeful that there's going to be some nice play between
Carry
those,
over.
those spice notes in there. But yeah, it's kind of a little outside the box. You know, if people are a little nervous about red wine with their dessert, they might, if they haven't already finished their bottle of Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc, they might be able to kind of
Mix it
jump back to
in.
that and see if
So wait a minute. You're saying, but mixing and matching is okay, right?
Hey, you know, when it comes to food and drink, I think that the more we explore, the better off we are. We get a lot more opportunities that
Right,
way,
right,
if
right.
we just kind of keep it generic.
I remember some of
we wouldn't have anything
the,
else.
well, exactly. Some of that old school thinking was, no, don't ever do this with that, and don't
Yeah.
ever do this with that. But now it's kind of, hey, try it.
Why not?
Why
What
not
do you
try
got
it?
to lose?
Hey, so while Chef Kev finishes up over here, what happens with the winery during the winter months? We're October 24th right now.
Yeah.
It's getting colder. Winter's
Yep.
right around the corner. What happens with the winery? You guys
Yeah,
shut
so we
down or
just,
hibernate? You
yeah,
probably hibernate.
I mean, I haven't been called a bear before. But,
I wasn't trying to say it, right?
yeah, why am I talking about that? But no, we just kind of wrapped up harvest. We wrapped it up a little earlier than we normally would this
Okay.
year. So gave me the opportunity to be able to be here. Normally we'd still be kind of in the last weeks of harvest. But
Yep.
we wrapped up harvest a few weeks ago now, and really looking forward to some really great 2020 wines. I'm kind of hoping that when we get to the point where we're enjoying the 2020 wines, we can look back
Back
and
at this, laugh at this, and say, wow.
something. But yeah, so I'm hoping that people, when they see the 2020 vintage,
Good
don't
point.
have buyer's remorse.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Of the fact that because I can assure you the wines are fermenting beautifully. They smell great.
Good.
I'm really excited.
So
about
no
the
problem
quality.
over there at the
No,
winery. No
absolutely
problem.
not.
2020's been a crazy year, right?
It's been crazy, yeah. It's been really crazy. But we're open for business over there. We'd love to see everybody get over.
All
if
right,
they can.
go check it out, guys.
But
Go
yeah,
check it out. See.
But we do stay open, so
Okay.
through the winter time.
Sounds good. What you got, Chef?
We got that whipped cream. Just looking for kind of soft peaks on that.
Perfect.
Of course, we did that.
Perfect. You made a mess, but it looks good.
Well,
That's all right. We'll clean up. He's a chef, right? Exactly, Margaret. Exactly.
You do just a little dollop on each of these photographs.
Okay, perfect. That's a big dollop. I thought I was going to say that.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, exactly. A little more in mine, Chef. Oh, look at that. He set me up. He set me up.
Nice.
Decadent.
Doing favors.
Decadent. I'm hitting the gym tomorrow, guys.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
So this is a great dessert for having kind of a party like this. 'Cause pretty much all that work is done ahead of time.
Yep.
So, you know, after you've had a couple glasses of wine,
Yep.
had a salad, entree, you really don't have to do much, right? You can just get up.
Yeah, I like that. No, and really, when we first started with dessert, you know, when we talked about it, I thought, oh, this is going to take a while at the end. We're going to get a little tired, or we had, you know, a couple glasses of wine. But this was a breeze to whip this up, no pun intended.
Yeah, no,
We're just finishing up with some candied pepitas.
Okay, nice.
For this, we just mixed it with some maple syrup, a little sugar, and baked that in the oven.
Nice. Maple syrup's one of your secret ingredients, I think, right? I always forget about maple syrup. It's so good, you know.
I know. I kind of stick to waffles and pancakes.
Yeah, exactly. No, Chef is expanding our horizons here, Bo.
I like it.
Okay,
Well,
sounds
have
great.
Awesome.
Well, I know that in just a minute, we're going to take a break here in a second. We got other stuff happening here. We got a great party. How are you guys doing back there? Everyone good? We got the crew here. We're having a good time here. What a nice night. We're going to sit down. I know Mike and Margaret, we're going to sit down and grab some dessert with you guys over there. Thanks so much for letting us use your home and your kitchen. Which one is yours? I knew Mike was going to. Hey, it's your house, so you pull rank on all of us. Okay, we're going to slide out just for a quick sec. Grab another glass of wine. What's this called again?
This is the Colter's Petit Verdot.
Petit Verdot.
Petit Verdot, yeah.
Okay, go try it out, and we'll see you back just in a second. We're going to get geared up for dessert over here at the Smith House.
I'm ready. All right. Cheers.
Well, this is a problem. We're going to have a little refill here in a second. Okay, Wine and Pines. We're at the Smith House, live on location. You guys, thank you so much for having us into your home. 2020 has just been a crazy year. We know that, and we had to get this event virtual. We think it turned out wonderfully, right, Judy?
I think we had a great food.
The food was awesome. We had so many people tuning in. And hey, most importantly, I think thanks to everyone at home for watching, for tuning in. We hope you had a great time. Hope you won something wonderful at the auction. If you're one of the auction providers, thank you so much for these amazing trips and gifts. Really spectacular stuff. Also, thank you to our sponsors, Circle K, Huge, Dillon Ridge Liquors. We've got Crystal 93.
Keystone.
And Keystone Chef Kevin.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Actually, that's not for you.
Oh, no, come on.
I'll share it with you. I'll
Judy,
share.
okay, we're live here, so you're going to share this with me, right?
I am.
Okay.
Yes. I'll leave it right here.
Great event. You guys, thank you so much for inviting us into your home. Bo, thanks for the wines. We really appreciate it.
Cheers. Thank you all
Terrace
for having
is
us.
just fantastic. Get out there and check out the vineyard. This stuff's going to be on sale at Ridge Liquors. You go in, and they got a great deal worked out, right, Mike?
Yes. We got a great deal worked out, and what we've decided to do for this event, all the proceeds from our sales of Colter's wines through up to Thanksgiving will be donated back to Abilities Connection.
Wow.
Okay?
Fantastic.
Thank you so very much.
Okay, that's a legit offer. Get in there. Swing by. I'm going to leave here in a second and run by there. Fix them up.
Yeah, and I mean, these wines are fabulous. They're Colorado grown. Everything's Colorado. So you know it's time we start supporting Colorado.
Let's do it, Mike. I'm with you. Kelly, thanks so much for having us into your home. Thanks for supervising, keeping us in line, right?
She's a great supervisor.
Great supervisor. Judy, I know you have something special you want to talk about as we close this thing out. Thanks again from all of us to all of you at home. Judy?
I can't say enough thanks to everyone for making this happen this year. As you said, Scott, this has been a very unusual year, and we're all trying to get through. And to have the community come together like this is just remarkable. Of course, a big thanks to Mike and Margaret. And we always try to figure out each year what we could possibly do. And we came up with the idea that a tile would represent pictures of, whoops, is that right? A tile that represents what happens at Wine in the Pines every year. Sometimes we
Oh, there we go. We got another camera over here.
Sometimes we can't share all the pictures, but these were shareable. So thank you for everything. We love you guys. None of this would be possible. And thanks for all the work you do to make it possible. Oops. There, he's going to show that. Yes, and so also to serve the people we get to. This makes a difference in a lot of Coloradoans' lives. And I said earlier, we're privileged to do this work, and we have an incredible team that does it as well. So thank you, Summit County, all of our donors, all of the folks who bid on the auction, some of the special donations we've gotten already. Thank you again. And look forward to next year, whatever it is.
Okay, Judy, thank you for everything. Thanks for spearheading this.
I would like to ask each of the people watching this tonight that you sit down and consider, if you do nothing more, if you donate the cost of what would take you to go to the Wine in the Pines, or whatever you would spend there.
Yeah, a few dollars,
that
right,
itself
Mike?
would help.
Yeah,
okay, that is helpful. And if you want to be more generous, God bless you.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay, we're going to end it on that party note. We're live. We're on location. We had a huge party here. We drank a lot of wine. We saved a little bit for the end here. Thanks, Chef Kevin. Thanks, Bo. Thanks to the Smith family. Thanks to all of you. And we're going to see you back, hopefully in person, we think. If not, we'll be back here. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you. Oh, woo-hoo.